People of the southern part of Nigeria, we have a huge problem on our hands.
From today, if nothing has been done between today to the next 21 days, if nothing has been done, then we will have no option.
Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
Many do not care about it, many are worried about it. Northern Consensus Movement has threatened to stop the supply of foodstuffs from the north to the south over attacks on its members. Addressing a press conference, the leader of the group, Awul Abdullahi, said the decision to shut down food supply to the south will be carried out in the next 21 days if the government and leaders from the south do nothing to address the problem. Across the shores of other parts of Nigeria, that is the southwest, the south-south, and the southeastern part of Nigeria, you are all aware that some days ago, more than 10 trucks were burnt to ashes, as well as lives and properties destroyed for no just cause. We will not tolerate this barbaric act by those that think they are above the law. We are law-abiding, so we will take a just course. This is a subtle threat coming from no other than the Northern Consensus Movement. And of course, you know what that means. They are speaking on behalf of all Northern group that you know about. They must have discussed and they say, you know what? Enough is enough. We do not want anybody in the South trying to defend themselves. We don't want anyone in the South trying to protect their properties. We want our people to go in there, do and undo, cause mayhem, steal, rape. And you know, the terrible part of this is that they have a way of making sure that famine in the south of Nigeria does not come to that mega, does not thrive, so that you will be dependent on food coming from the north of Nigeria. It's not as if they themselves are finding it easy anyway in the north of Nigeria. They have to pay bandits, terrorists, who have now become the governors, local government chairmen. They've become everything in the north. We have been told and we have seen that they even collect tax from farmers. They are the ones to tell you what quantity to farm and what quantity to sow and what quantity to harvest. They are in control of the circle, the transportation of food items from the north to the south. Their job is to make sure that farming in the south of Nigeria is non-existent. Now, you might think I'm trying to make this up. Let us hear from Awul Abdullahi over the decision to shut food supply to the south down. And they said this will be carried out in the next 21 days.
From today, if nothing has been done between today to the next 21 days, if nothing has been done, then we will have no option than to outrightly stop everything that is moving from the north to the eastern part of Nigeria. For northerners living in the eastern part of Nigeria, we are not going to take any action against the easterners that are living in the northern part of Nigeria. Why? Because we are law-abiding, we are not destroyers, we are no killers. So we will not do anything to any easterner that is resident in the north. But we will stop food supply. And we are also saying that northerners that are in the eastern part of Nigeria should get ready to start returning home. We will be given a date within which we'll be asking them to return home.
This is a critical time. This is the time for everyone to wake up. Get up from that bed, that sofa, that mat, that comfort zone that you are in. It's time for us to begin to think and act. This is not about, oh, why this noise? there is nothing happening. I just bought some food yesterday. I bought some food stuff, food items. No, there are different ways of battling or war. There are ways. They're already telling you, you are dependent on our food. South politics, you need us before you determine or decide who becomes president. We have held you at your jugular. And we are talking about people that have been conjoined by this British wicked and terrible group of whatever they are, this monarchy that conjoined. They conjoined the North and the South because the North was not viable. Until date, the North is not viable. But they've done something to make themselves relevant. They have crushed and shut down farming in the South, like I said before, and they are now determining, telling you, if you disturb us, if you don't allow us to do what we want to do, if you don't allow us to mess everywhere up, we will shut down food supply to you.
Across the shores of other parts, in other part of Nigeria, that is across the southwest, south, and the south eastern part of Nigeria. You are aware that just some days ago, about more than 10 trucks were burned to ashes, as well as lives and properties destroyed for not just cause. We today tolerate this barbaric act by those that feel they are above the law. We are law-abiding, we believe in the law, so we will take a just course. And we are saying enough is enough. Therefore, the meeting today is resolving to take an action, and that action will culminate and also stop in a short while from now. We're making a formal announcement of the short supply of food items to other parts of Nigeria from the north. We will not retaliate by killing. We will not retaliate by destroying properties, but we will take an action that will send a signal to the other parts of Nigerians that are killing northerners for no just cause. We will stop in a short while from now the supply of food stuffs from the north to the other part of Nigeria. And once we start that, until a decisive action is taken, until we see that the government is taking an action or the leaders of those regions.
Now, some might say, oh, why don't you go give your food to the Amajiris on the streets begging for arms? This is cultural, their system and religion. They refuse to embrace what will give them liberation. I think I stand with the North on this. If they eventually stop food to the South, maybe that will wake up those that are sleeping. It will make everyone come to that place that we are supposed to come to. It will not just be Nnamdi Kanu, ESN, Sunday Igboho, this and that. Everyone will realize that this is a fight for survival. You will now get rid of these wicked people that have surrounded your forest, your bush, your place. Those that have maimed, murdered, raped your sisters, your mothers, your aunts. You will get up to fight to finish. Like, come, enough is enough. You are not the only one that has monopoly of violence, kidnapping, and doing all of this dastardly acts. We will protect our land. We will farm. We will do what we need to do. Imagine people who left diasporans that came back to Nigeria having that dream. Okay, I've gotten some loan. I've gotten some money saved up. I have huge land in my father's place, in my father's land. Let me come to do farming. Many of them never went back alive. They took their corpse back to where they came from so that their kids can at least have access, because their kids will not come to Nigeria to put flower on the grave of their father, because they might be killed on that same grave. That is the reason why people do not want to invest in Nigeria when it comes to this, because they are afraid of their life. Well, Someone said, I don't think people understand the northern states, even though I don't believe in taking laws into our hands. But attacking food sellers from the north is fighting the wrong people. The Hausas are not the problem of Nigeria, but the Fulani herdsmen. Hausa men are farmers, while Fulani are herdsmen. So don't fight Hausa men, fight the Fulani. Question is this: how do you differentiate who is a Fulani kidnapper or Fulani rapist? How do you separate them? It is called Hausa Fulani, even though people say we cannot join them together in one omnibus. That is what it is called. Hausa Fulani. Hausa Fulani. I do understand that Hausas are indigenous to Nigeria. I am not saying kidnapping started, I keep repeating, from the north of Nigeria. It started from the southeast of Nigeria, although we do have general kidnapping all over Nigeria. It's everywhere, kidnapping. Kidnapping for ritual, kidnapping for this. But it became business in the southeast and south side of Nigeria, and it spread to the north. They've taken it on, head on, and they've made it into a huge one. Well, what are your thoughts as regards this one? Do you think it's time for us to begin to select, oh, this is Hausa, they are into food. This is Fulani, they are cow and cow business. They are the ones destroying our farms. They are the ones with guns and using this, cover of herdsmen to cause disaster in our land. How do you separate this? How do you separate? They've caught several people who are involved in this terrible act, and they speak Hausa. So how do you separate? How do you know who is who and who is not? Well, I am not in support of someone going to burn other people's businesses. But then, people have come to a point where they cannot even differentiate what is going on with them. Reality has become so much twisted. They are so pained. To them, anything that looks like North has to be destroyed. We don't want you anymore. So it is good that the North say we don't want to give food anymore. Once they stop giving food, I think everyone will sit tight. Everyone will sit tight. Enough is enough. There is no peace in this country, according to some people, because the North always see the South as their enemy. The South have been peaceful and accommodating, not until they started saying that the North is hell-bent on their so-called jihad, holy war, terrorism, criminal activity. And they say an eye for an eye. You cannot get peace and justice unless you grab and go for it. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon bell is very important. Please do tap on it.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.